So I was talking to my Gen Z young person sister the other day about online modern day dating. She was telling me about the apps that she uses and what happens there. There's a lot for my therapist to figure out, but that's beside the point. While talking about her romantic escapades, her eyes lit up and she told me, "By the way, Meghna Dada, did you know if when you make a profile on one of these apps, no, you have to fill up a section called political affiliation and it has the option apolitical in it." I was like, what? You can literally declare yourself as an ignorant. No. Apolitical, not ignorant, apolitical. That's the same thing, no? An ignorant piece of. That's a bit extreme, don't you think? Oh, please. Apolitical people are not just ignorant, they're willfully ignorant pieces of shit. Yeah, I tend to get very triggered by people identifying themselves as non-political or apolitical. Okay, pause. Don't go away. Don't go away angrily. Wait. I'm using my telepathic powers and I can sense that you are either extremely triggered right now or you are breathing out a sigh of relief.
Oh, thank goodness someone is saying it. I'm so tired of this shit. Please say it again. Say it again. I want to send this video to my apolitical, non-political friends right now. Right now. Say it again.
Either someone sent you here who desperately wants you to stop identifying as apolitical and get into debates and discussion about politics, or you stumbled upon it yourself and are now triggered. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, chill. I'm not trying to attack you, but I do hope at the end of this video you will stop identifying yourself as apolitical and proudly say,
"Oh yes, I am the most political freaking person in this universe." Chal, bata. What do you want to discuss? Power structures? No. Caste? Dictatorship? Bearded supreme leader who lies a lot? Just come at me, bro. Come at me. I'm equipped with all the knowledge and arguments and vocabulary. I can talk politics thanks to this genius YouTuber Megnerd and his amazing video series on entire political science. What a guy. What an amazing guy.
hello nerd friends, I'm Megnerd. Welcome to Entire Political Science. This is a new video essay series I'm starting which will help you understand politics and turn it into a friendly little thing that you love to engage with. This is a series which will hopefully spark a few thoughts in your head which will make you want to go to your best friend and launch into a passionate discussion about the society that you live in, our government, and how all of that affects you. That is the simple, basic, overall objective of this series right now. I want to make politics friendly again. You see, right now, politics has been hijacked by a certain category of people. Loudmouth talking heads on TV screens, power-hungry politicians, WhatsApp uncles, and vile, faceless trolls on the internet. Those kind of people. I, for one, want to take politics away from the exclusive domain of these people and hand it over to you, nice nerd people. You're very nice. Trust me, you are. Seriously, we have so much to talk about, dear nerd friends. Oh my god, so many things. And we must start with what you think politics is and what it actually is. Very exciting. This is all very exciting. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, you, come here. Come closer. I want to tell you a secret. There is this massive conspiracy going on across the world to make you think that politics is bad, that it is toxic, that it is only meant for slimy, power-hungry people. And do you know who is leading this conspiracy? Your mom. Also your dad sometimes, but mostly your mom. And no, that's not meant as a joke. It is true. Whenever you talk about any political issue or get into a mild argument, your mom would be like,
Arey beta, why do you talk politics? Chichi, so dirty. Just have your food, no? No politics at the dinner table. No. It ruins the atmosphere of this entire house. No.
But Ma, I was just discussing how this party is dividing people on the basis of religion, you see?
No. Stop it.
Hindu-Muslim type division.
You will stop talking right now.
And you know, caste?
You shut up. Just take your plate and go to your room if you can't talk nicely. No politics talk in this house. No, I will not have it.
I speak from extensive anecdotal evidence here, but this scenario is kind of happening in every household right now. Moms have unknowingly become the flag bearers of this conspiracy to keep you and everyone else away from politics. Sometimes it's your dad or your aunt or someone in your house or WhatsApp groups who will jump in and end every political conversation with, "Please, can we stop this toxicity? Let us not fight. Can't we all just please get along, please?" And honestly, it's not like they're doing all of this deliberately. Their logic is simple. Whenever someone in the house starts talking about netas or parties or things that they are up to, it turns into a fight between two opposing views. And then it gets really ugly and really toxic really fast. Abuses are heard, emotions rise, tempers flare, relationships break. And it ruins the serene atmosphere of the house, which is the exclusive domain of your moms. They are the guardians of this serene environment and they see politics as enemy number one. Again, it's not their fault. It's kind of understandable. But what's tragic is that they don't understand the damage that they are causing society at large by imposing their will in this way. They see politics as toxic because it is true. Just that she doesn't know that it has been deliberately made toxic. The conspiracy underway is to make it as disgusting as possible so that it remains the exclusive domain of the powerful, the people without much morality or ethics. This is a conspiracy being hatched to exclude you, me, and your mom from the arena of ideas. Politics today has been turned into screamy, shouty TV debate shows which spread hateful bile and hate speech on a day-to-day basis. Let me show you. Just take a look at this.
मैं इन जाहिलों के साथ डिबेट में नहीं आना चाहती। मैं सामने होती तो मैं एक झापड़ रसीद देती उनके चेहरे पर।
ये डिबेट पे 6 बजे डिबेट पे मत आइए। ये 2:30 बजे शायद सास बहू साजिश वाली डिबेट होती है, उसमें जाइए।
He's right. Don't watch this. Just don't. These were all political analysts. When your mom sees you getting into political arguments, she sees these idiots sort of superimposed on your face. She sees you turning into these bile-spewing monsters who scream every day on TV. And of course, she doesn't want you to turn into them. No. Now do you see the conspiracy? These talking heads are essentially poster boys and girls of politics today. They are showing everyone that politics is not about calm, collected debates. It is not a contest of differing ideas. It is about screaming at each other really loudly. And the loudest voice always wins. Unless you get outshouted by the anchor and he mutes your mic, but you get the point. That is why I say, nerdy friends, it is time to take politics away from these what should I call them? Demonetize nahi hona chahiye. Poopy heads and make it our own. But for that, first you need to understand what is politics. I mean, if this is the first time you're watching, this is a nerdy channel and this video goes to all sorts of wonderful places. You will be very entertained, don't worry. We always start from the basics. So let's go. What is politics? So the dictionary definition of politics is the activities associated with the governance of a country or area, especially the debate between parties having power, a particular set of political beliefs or principles. Activities aimed at improving someone's status or increasing power within an organization. Okay, thank you Oxford Dictionary. I'm going to open my cards a wee bit here now and make it clear what I'm trying to do with this video. At the end of this video, I want you to go talk to your apolitical friends out there. I am indoctrinating you into this cult. I need you to be evangelists. So I don't just need you to understand the dictionary definition that I told you. I need you to feel it in your bones. And to do that, let me tell you about politics in a more relatable way. Story time. There is this pit. It's a terrible, hopeless pit. Inside this pit, there are people who are breaking rocks. They are slaves who have been condemned to break rocks forever. Unless they exhibit extraordinary slavish behavior, then they get promoted to slave lords. Slave lords are people who stand around the pit, whipping slaves around all day, making them work. They make them behave. You are condemned to do that all your life. Unless you have the extraordinary whip accuracy and efficiency, then you can get promoted to become pit boss. These are people who stand around right outside the pit. They have their wine and cheese while keeping an eye on the slave lords. If you were a slave and you made it all the way to pit boss, you are a legend. Yeah, because for the other slaves, they see these pit lords high up, walking around the rim all the time. For them, that is the pinnacle of power, as demonstrated by this shittily made graphic. But wait, once you become pit boss, you realize, shit, I am at the lowest rung in the power ladder. This power ladder just goes up till infinity, you see? Now this pit boss has to report to a pit lord, because that is the top job now, isn't it? Or so you think? Pit lords report to quarry bosses. Quarry bosses will have 10 pit lords under them. So now that's the top job then? Nope. There are quarry lords too. And they're a part of a council, the Quarry Council, which reports to the ultimate authority, Adarniya Shri Sir Supreme Leader Maximum Authority Stone King Ji. And guess what? You will never be able to become a quarry boss or a quarry lord or the Stone King. You know why? Because dynasty. All these quarries and thrones are passed down within families to maintain a tight control over the pit business. Oh, and you think if somehow you become the Stone King, you are done? That's the dream job now? No. You think there is only one Stone King? No, there are hundreds. And all these kings are fighting to take control of more pits, more quarries, ally with dynasties, increase their power until they become the Stone Emperor. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, right. Let's stop there for now. I don't want your minds to explode if I go further. Okay, come back down. Right down to the pit. Come. Now that is you, a slave who is breaking rocks because they have been told to break rocks. That is their purpose in life now. If you look up, what do you see? You see slave lords strutting about, whipping other slaves. You see pit bosses glancing inside to make sure things are going okay, having a picnic at the rim once in a while. But my dear slave friend, do you see the quarry bosses here? No. The council? Nope. The king? Nope. The emperor? Nah, might as well be a satellite in the sky, just floating about, which you can't see, weirdly enough. Believe it or not, what I just told you is politics. It has to do with a system which controls you, your life, what you perceive as reality, and your actions. When you take any action within this system, then you are playing politics. This system also decides what you can see and how you perceive the world. Can you see outside the pit? No, you can't, because the system has decided not to let you. In fact, the system has made sure that slaves look at pit boss as the highest ambition. It's a lie, but that's because you have been kept away from politics. You have been stopped from looking at this whole ladder of power so that you can be more ambitious. So that one day you can dream of being a stone king or even the emperor and maybe take action towards that goal. Moral of the story, the most scary thing for the people in power is people with power. The people outside the pit are basically the ones playing politics. Politics comes naturally to them. They get it because they have seen a bigger part of the system than you have from inside the pit. They have started to see the power games, their place on the power ladder, and now they want to rise. So if you ask me, how does politics help you? It helps you unshackle yourself and look outside this shitty pit that you are in right now. It will help you see patterns and power games happening all around you. This pit can be your workplace. It can be the resident welfare association. It can be your own family. It can be any system that has an imbalance of power between the participants of the system. Once you see it, you become a true part of it. And then you will know what to do with it. That is politics, and you should not escape it because it has everything to do with how you live, your ambition, your life, and your personal betterment. Okay, I can almost hear what you're thinking with my telepathic powers again. You know, the arguments are just like forming in your heads, they're just bubbling. The resistance is coming.
Yeah, Meghnad, I hear you, but I just keep looking at the news and it is so depressing, yaar. It's very depressing. It feels like shit. I feel so powerless. What? The world is burning. Climate change, dictatorship. My favorite content creator is being shut down. People are being brainwashed. WhatsApp uncles are screaming all the time. Capitalism is killing me. Oh my god, it's too much, you see. It's too much. Do you think I should just stop looking at it? Mani, should I just update my dating app profile and declare myself as apolitical?
No, wait, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go there yet. Hello again. Hello. I think you needed that. That was a wonderful mental health break, no? Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're liking this kind of strange new content. If this is the first time you're watching it, please do consider liking and subscribing. It really helps and it really shows me that you want to see more of this. So, yeah, if you don't like it, there will be no more of this. Simple equation, right? Very simple. Anyway, I think it is time to go to chapter 3. What is chapter 3? Here it comes. Okay, before we go ahead, I want to be super clear about my personal biases first. This might start sounding a bit preachy, but bear with me. Because in the very first episode of this journey towards entire political science, I want to be fair with you, nerd friends. Whatever advice that is coming from my mouth is coming from a place of bias. I mean, even before you leave the comment saying, hey, you are biased, I am telling you I am biased. And yes, all of us, every one of us have biases. Some we can identify, some we don't, because we have been brought up in a society that has shaped us in ways that we don't understand. So, on a personal level, I am going to lay some of these biases out in front of you. I want you to see them, think about them, and I want you to judge me harshly. But I also want you to be fair about it. Okay, this is going to be hard. Deep breath. Here we go. I am a straight man, English speaking, upper caste person from Nagpur. I am not one of those middle class people who will talk about struggles that my parents went through to send me to an English medium private school because of the fact that they even thought about sending me to a private school, and that is a privilege that only they had. I mean, I had. I am not going to complain about how we had only one television in our joint family, which had to be shared between 12 members of the house who wanted to watch different things, because I was lucky that we even had a TV which had English channels like Nickelodeon in the 90s and 2000s. I came to Delhi 12 years ago and gradually built up my life to where I am today. There was a lot of hard work there, sure, lots of overworking and toxic workplaces and bosses and general trauma. All of that was there. But I also recognize the fact that all of that happened because I was lucky. At least luckier than most of my country folks who did not have the option of dropping out of a CA education and randomly ending up in Delhi doing a fellowship in the parliament. Max privilege. My political leanings were shaped because of these experiences in Delhi particularly. I have worked with politicians and seen up close how all of them wear a convenient mask when they are in public. It's a carefully constructed mask completely based on audience feedback. They're like actors and they're constantly tinkering with this mask to make it more appealing. I have seen up close how power operates. Power, if used in ways that benefit the public at large, can have a massive positive impact. But that can only happen by distributing your gained power with others. Power can also be hoarded. You can keep it to yourself. It can be taken away from the public. You can take away their control and hand it to yourself. That would have a negative impact on society. I personally support distribution and decentralization of power. I despise those who want to hoard it all and keep it for themselves. Other than that, I am a giant nerd. I mean, I guess you can tell from the name of the channel and how I keep calling you nerd friends. But anyway, I read a lot. I try to look at as many perspectives as I can and as many viewpoints that my algorithm bubbles would allow me to see. I mean, that's a whole different problem and we can talk about it in another episode and how it shapes your views. But besides the point, my constant endeavor right now as a human being is to become smarter. Smarter not because I want to show off my intelligence to you and impress impress people? No, not really. I want to be smarter because I believe that it would make me more empathetic towards other human beings that I am living with who are around me. It helps me understand the world better, to see motivations and associated actions, to see where the power games are happening, and then tell people about it in a language that they understand. That is literally my job. Do I have an ideology? Yes, I do, but that I will deal with in another episode of this series. I will tell you more of my biases then. But for now, you just need to know that I get to define my own ideology. Not you, not a random troll in the comments, not anybody else. Just me. So everyone who is tempted to scream Liberandu or Commie or Urban Naxal at me, do that in the comments. But be aware that I do not give two shits. I define my ideology. Okay, do I support a political party, a particular one? Not really. I do like some policies that have been proposed by current political parties though. I look at them, you can call it selective support, I guess. For instance, I appreciate how BJP has made sure welfare delivery is efficient and reaches people. I have seen it with my own eyes. I appreciate the efforts AAP government in Delhi has put towards building and improving schools. Again, I have seen it with my own eyes. I appreciate the Congress for proposing an apprenticeship scheme for young people. I believe it's a great idea. I also support how they are planning to give 1 lakh rupees to poor women per household. I think that's a great step towards universal basic income, and I do support universal basic income. Similarly, I dislike some of the things parties are doing as well. Primarily what the BJP is currently doing at the center. They are destroying all and every sort of institutions, and I do not like that. The current BJP government is in the business of centralizing and hoarding power for themselves, and I absolutely hate that. So that's my basic biases laid out before you. The reason why I did that is because I want all of us to be able to do that. I am trying to understand my place in the world, in different power structures, and so can you. In the caste power structure, I would be way high up. In the standard of living structure, I would say I would be like middle to high, because I'm not living in Seattle or Frankfurt or Sydney or Singapore. People there have a better standard of living for sure, much better than me. The fact that I'm generally anti-establishment also means that I'm kind of low on the electoral politics power structure. If I fight elections today, even in my home constituency of Nagpur, I'll lose my deposit, and I'll lose very, very badly. I'm very aware of that. Do you see what I'm doing here? I'm using my own biases to place myself into different interconnected systems of power, and then figuring out what is the best case scenario for me. Totally selfish. And that, my friends, is the objective of entire political science too. You should be able to do that yourself. I'm not claiming I'm perfect, but maybe I'll find out about another invisible system of power which I didn't even know exists. Fun, right? Okay, now that we have that excruciating slam book filling type behavior out of the way, I'm going to take you to the final chapter. Why shouldn't you identify as apolitical? How do you get rid of this feeling of powerlessness and hopelessness that you have? How does all of this that I just told you in 3 chapters, well, how does it matter and how does it help you? The answer will blow your brains out. Okay, maybe not. It's kind of simple actually. I just say it nicely. Chapter 4. Right. So what does becoming political mean exactly? There are a few steps that you need to follow. Simple steps. Step 1. You need to look up. If you are a slave person in a pit breaking rocks all the time, it means you are not looking around. You are not thinking about changing the situation. And you are fine with breaking rocks pretty much all your life. I mean, no judgment, but that sounds rather sad and boring. If you want to continue doing that, please be my guest. You will feel powerless and miserable, and you are the only one who has to deal with that horrible feeling, not me. If you don't want to follow step 1, dear friend, bye bye. Your journey with me ends right here. Okay, so exit now if you don't want to look up. It's okay, no judgment. You can see other videos. Bye. Okay, I think the defeated rock breakers have left. So let us continue. If you are still here, then you might be someone who has decided to look up and see the pit to understand the operations of the pit and the bigger quarry political system outside. Congratulations, you have already taken the first step. Feels good, doesn't it? Feel good. Feel good. Yeah, this is the feel good video. Step 2. Educate. Read more, consume more opinion, look at more news. Don't hide away from it. It's toxic and sad and makes you feel horrible right now. I know all of that. I'm painfully aware of all of that. But you need to look at all of this because of pure selfish reasons. Hear me out. You need to plan your escape from the pit. If you don't know how this pit system works, if you don't have the information, then how the heck are you supposed to get out of it? So, educate, read more, find out about human psychology, fascism, read some history. Just read anything that helps you understand the system around you a little bit better. Daily news will rarely help you do that. By the way, you need to read between the lines a lot. The legacy Godi media is a part of the conspiracy to prevent you from looking at this system. It can be the caste system, it can be the education system or your workplace, corporate power structures, what have you. Democratic systems around the world. You are a part of all of these pits. So pick one, whichever pit you want to get out of right now and start figuring out the nuts and bolts and vents and emergency exits in the area. The idea is to rise in power. And if you do it consistently, a time will come when you will have to do step 3. And that is an actually hard one. Step 3, activate. If you do step 2 for a while, you will get like a light bulb moment one day and you'll see a possibility of escape. It will happen automatically because your intentions of consuming news and opinions and events has totally changed right now. Your objective is not to be just a part of it or give like random opinions about it, but to take control of the narrative yourself. Your objective is to gain power, not just break rocks all your life, but actually move up. When the light bulb moment happens, you will enter the activate step. You will feel a crazy, reckless urge to express yourself and burst out onto the world. It can be as simple as putting up an opinion about the pit you are in, scraps of information which you share with your fellow slave nerds. Who knows, maybe out of the other 10 people in the pit, 2 of them will look up and start their own journey of escape planning with you. The more the merrier, I say. Step 4, recruit. My dear rock breaker slave nerd person, you have started to have an impact. Congratulations. You're not powerless anymore because other people are reacting to your thoughts. Even if it's trolls, please understand that earlier nobody was even bothered with what you were saying because maybe you were not saying it also. Now you are. That time when you were not saying anything before you got activated and recruited, yeah, that is where the feeling of powerlessness was coming from. Now that you have poked the system a little bit and caused some ripples, you have made people react, the revolution has started. Now you must recruit. You can't fight a revolution alone. Now don't be a prick. Just saying, don't feel like you're the best person in the world to have come up with this clever opinion about the system or whatever it is. Understand that the people attacking you are also fellow slaves who are stuck in their own pits. Have some empathy, become smarter and try to understand their worldview. Again, you don't need to do it for them. You don't need to take that burden on yourself. You need to do all of this for yourself, for your own selfish reasons. Screw the negativity. Honestly, it's not your problem if other people don't want to stop breaking rocks, right? But you can always find the ones who do want to escape and start forming a little bit of tiny bit of community around it. Share your findings, collaborate, start making content together, educate others who want to join in on this fun, and then start acting on it. Which leads us to step 5, escape. My dear nerd friends, it's time. Now is the time. Your fellow rock breakers are also ready to advance. Those who looked up are with you. Those who have educated themselves are with you. Those that you have activated are also with you. You have successfully recruited as well. Now is the time. Realization has dawned that the pit was in your mind all along. All of you can turn into a mob to bash up all the slave lords, form a human ladder, and get out! Yes! You're out! Once you're out, you will feel disappointed. Whoa. That was a little anticlimactic, wasn't it? It's true though. Once you escape your first pit, you will feel good for a little while. It's like climbing the Everest, reaching the summit, looking out, feeling good, and then you're like, ab kya kare? The sadness is still there. You will also exit the pit, you will look up again, and you will be devastated. Because turns out, your pit was a part of a larger pit all along. And now you have to start with step 1 all over again. But hey, now you're a pit lord. And you're not alone this time. You also have a group of people who have escaped with you. Cry about the situation for a bit, but don't stop. You have momentum on your side now. Do not stop. Do it again. You know how it goes. Look up, educate, activate, recruit, then escape. Then do it again. Look up, educate, activate, recruit, escape. Feel the disappointment, then do it again. Look up, educate, activate, recruit, escape. Before you know it, this process will turn into an absurd adventure for you. Look up, educate, activate, recruit, escape. You'll get addicted to this shit. Look up, educate, activate, recruit, escape, and it's actually a good thing now. This addiction is actually great and it is actually giving you hope. I am saying it to you as plainly as possible right now. Taking control and gaining power for yourself is a good thing. So do it. But there is one final thing you need to be careful of. It takes massive amount of hope to continue doing this for a lifetime. You know, the points where you are disappointed after you escape. Yeah, you need to get up again. That needs some hope. That needs something to look forward to. And since you have to do it for a lifetime, that is where the trick to fulfillment lies. Coming up. On this wonderful adventure of gaining power and escaping, you will experience moments of absolute utter despair. You will feel sad and hopeless sometimes, as if nothing will change and you are pushing a rock up a hill only to see it roll back down, all the things. Sisyphus. You will fall, break down, become a puddle sometimes, but how do you get up again? The answer is simple. Hope. Hope is a good thing. Maybe it's the best of things. You should keep hoping that you will escape the final pit one day, even if you can't really see it yet. I know what you're thinking at this point. I have telepathic powers if you didn't notice. What is this? Chapter 5 tak aa gaye and what? His answer is what? Hope? Hope it seems? Hope? As if I haven't really tried that. What is this hope and all, yaar? I can't just conjure it out of nowhere, na? Either you have hope or you don't have hope. Where does this hope come from? Matlab, ye kya hai? You are a good question. I appreciate you. And my simple answer is hope comes from other people. You see, in the beginning of this episode, I told you about two kinds of people who have power. Category 1. There are those who want to hoard power. They want to gain power because they want more of it and they want to keep it for themselves. For category 1 people, the single driving ambition to understand the system and escape the pit is to get to a place where they have all the power. So, on their adventures, they will murder, kill, steal, lie, and brute force their way through. They will cause suffering to their fellow human beings on their way, and they will not feel bad about it. They will also shut out ways in which other people can escape the pits. And they will want others to feel hopeless so that they don't even look up. They've just killed that whole hope in them. I just described the current lot of political people we see every day. Their singular job is to first hoard power and then make you feel like there is no escape, that you should just look down and continue to break rocks. Because their political games are happening up top and they don't want you to reach there or become a participant in the game at all. But then there is also category 2. There are those people who gain power, but they also want to distribute that power. In fact, their singular objective of gaining power is to distribute it down the line. They will use their privilege to educate, activate, recruit, and then escape. But the difference is they will take others along with them. They will empower those who don't have voices, those that have lost hope. They will give them the space to come up with escape plans, and when they get to positions of power, they will start building an escalator out of the pit so that people below will find it easier to escape. In your own little way, maybe you can become a category 2 person. You can maybe be that person who is just giving hope to other people, but also using their hope to build up your hope too. The thing that will keep you going is that. And trust me when I say this, it will also make the adventure a lot more fun, less lonely, and more or less bearable. You have to do it for a lifetime after all. Just think about one thing when you're doing this. The rickshaw puller, the farmer, the daily wage earners who are struggling to make ends meet are breaking rocks too. Just that they don't have the time or energy or food in their stomach to look up. They can't afford to look up, because the difference between breaking rocks and getting minimum wage and looking up is a day's wage lost and going hungry. And what's worse, they will be the first people who will be targeted by the whips of the pit lords. So your job as someone who is privileged enough to look up is to figure out a way to escape from the pit. And once you do, you need to help others do it as well, even those who are not privileged enough to look up. Just imagine if people on all rungs of power start doing that. Just think about the massive change it would bring about in the system. A simple act of decentralization can flow all the way below and change everything. And yes, we can dream about this. We can dream, nerd friends. There is nothing bad about it. So dream. Whew, okay, that was interesting. Yeah, I'm talking to myself and trying to figure out whether what I put out is useful at all, or did I just sound like a pointless pravachan person or like a motivational guru type? Well, maybe it was both. You tell me what you think. I just thought that all of this that I was thinking about was worth putting out in the internetverse and maybe giving you some hope. So at the very end, I just want to reiterate why I'm doing this. To be perfectly honest with you, I am planning my own escape, and I have realized that I need people to do it with. This channel, this whole thing that I'm doing is my attempt of going through the 5 steps. It is my attempt to make you look up, to educate you into becoming an anti-establishment nerd like me, to activate you into some sort of action, to recruit you into this nerd army of अच्छे political log, and then to escape these pits that we are all stuck in. Over the course of this series, I'm going to tell you about what I have learned about this system that we are in, about my escape plan, and hope that you want to escape with me, because I'm kind of done with this shit, honestly. I just need to get out. Do you? If the answer is yes, then look up and stop identifying yourself as apolitical or non-political. Until next time, thanks for watching.